Hi, I'm John Nixon from Eagle Lake Woodworking, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use Wood Magazine's Universal Tablesaw Jig. The Universal Tablesaw Jig is a crosscut sled for your table saw. It has a compact main table with laser engraved angle marks that you can accurately set the fence to cut miters on the table saw. There's a low friction runner on the bottom that makes sliding across the table very easy. The main fence can be positioned in any configuration in the various T-tracks. It includes two large handles that lock the fence in place, as well as provide a nice method for running the table through the table saw. To go over some of the common functions that you can do with this setup. I think the simplest thing is cross-cutting stock to 90 degrees. To set up for that, you have two guide pins that you place in the main table and then butt the fence up against the guide pins to reset the fence to 90 degrees to the blade. The guide pins have a magnetic holder that you can attach to the side of your table saw. Your stock is placed against the fence and held in place with one or more Holddowns. And the Holddowns have a bolt that rides in the T-channel, and they also pivot on the dowel. So that's how you'd set up for a 90-degree cut. If you were setting up for reproducible cuts, the jig has a stop that you can use and slide anywhere along the main fence. Lock it into place and position your work for making repeatable cuts of the same size. To make angled cuts, you insert one pivot pin that you pivot the fence against to the desired angle on the laser engraved tabletop. So if I was going for a 45-degree angle, I would align it to 45 degrees, lock down both handles, remove the pin, place the workpiece, and secure it with one of the Holddowns. And again, these large handles are nice for keeping your hands away from the blade during the cut. The Universal Tablesaw Jig also includes an auxiliary fence, which mounts in the T-track of the main fence. And I like the auxiliary fence for providing support for pieces that are in a vertical configuration and need to stand up a little bit higher than others. The auxiliary fence also has a fence stop system that comes in over the top, and you tighten this knob and it spreads apart the top, thus clamping the stop into position securely on the fence. The great thing about the Universal Tablesaw Jig is it works on the left and right side of the blade. So if we were making picture frame moldings, we can set up our fence system on this side and cut the opposite angle. Another nice feature of the jig is the ability to cut tapers. If you were to position the main fence at the angle of the taper and secure the workpiece, by using one of the Holddowns, and the nice thing is you can use the Holddown in the main fence itself. So I have that piece secured now, and I could cut a taper on a table leg. I think another nice feature of the jig is the ability to cut odd angles securely. We can use the side of this table as a reference because when we set up the jig, we ran the jig through the table saw and cut off that side, so essentially it's a zero clearance against the table saw blade. And we can align a pencil line to the edge of this jig at our Holddowns and our fence is a backer, and we're ready to cut this piece. And unlike other crosscut sleds, I'm not limited to there being constraint on the back portion of the sled. So I can easily get a piece that's 24 inches wide, crosscut, as long as my miter slot, as long as the runner's engaged in the miter slot. I could easily run this entire piece through and cross-cut larger panels. Well, that does it for our two-part series on the Universal Table Saw Jig, and I hope it's inspired you to do more operations on your table saw by using a versatile jig like this one. If you have any questions about anything you've seen in this video or anything woodworking related, visit my website at www.eaglelakewoodworking.com and email me there.